Today we're gonna make pasta. Today we have friends coming over. They might be coming over in an hour. Who knows if I'm gonna be okay, let's do that again. It's a little too chaotic. At least try to just fake some sort of sense of ease around this kitchen. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to the kitchen. My name is Francisco, and today we are making pasta. I can't believe that I've been in this platform for as long as I have without having a pasta dish. And this has proven to be one of my favorite recipes simply because it's so easy to make. I'm not gonna go as far as to call it a pantry pasta. Pantry pastas are like all the rage, I feel like, and every cook is saying like, this is my pantry pasta and my pantry pasta. What I did want was to create something that I think is the purpose of pantry pastas, which is to make something simple, to make something that you don't necessarily have to have like a huge or ton of fresh ingredients. This is things that you can find in your pantry, some in your fridge, but they're pretty run-of-the-mill ingredients. At least these are the ingredients that I myself find that I usually always have. It's spaghetti, it is lemon, it is onion, it is chile, it's butter, and the only thing that is kind of specialty ingredient is walnuts. So the main thing that is going to happen here is that I am going to prep all of my ingredients before actually cooking anything. That is a lie. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to boil my water. We've been through this. Like, you're cooking pasta and you're doing all of your fancy little tricks, and then before you can continue, you realize that you didn't boil your water, and now you have to wait like an idiot. The water knows, by the way, when you're waiting for it to boil. It knows, and it will take longer. It's like bees or dogs or printers. Boil it now. So, order of operations here. I'm gonna start prepping my ingredients. This is what in a formal kitchen, it is referred to as a mise en place, which effectively is getting all of your ingredients together, ready, chopped. What you are achieving by doing this is that instead of starting to cook and then having to interrupt your cooking and turning around and chop an onion, a lot of things can happen while you are chopping an onion. I'm chopping an onion, and meanwhile my pasta is cooking and the starches are releasing and my sauce is thickening. And before you know it, the sauce is now too thick. The pasta is overcooked. Like, once you begin cooking, I don't want you to stop cooking. The base of the sauce is alliums. So it's a combination of red onion and garlic. I usually don't get these cutesy onions. I usually get like big red onions. So because of this, I am going to do 5. You know what? I'm gonna do 6. Because like, look, like the size variation is quite severe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start slicing my onion. I'm going to slice it in big chunks. I don't think that this is the time or the place to really finely chop an onion because the ingredients here are so few that I wanna see them. I wanna see what it is that I'm eating. I don't want everything to sort of disappear into the sauce. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I am kind of rushing because I do have people coming over. But honestly, like, I don't mind telling you because this is what this recipe is for. It's to serve people when you have like not a lot of time to cook and you want to just like have something delicious but like expedite it in a way that is like hassle-free, you know? He says as he spends 3 million years chopping onions. The garlic I'm gonna slice. I'm not gonna puree it. If you want to use a garlic crusher, be my guest, but I would simply never. And make sure it goes everywhere. If you've never done the smashing them with the side of a knife, you don't need to be too aggressive. You'll see that one whack usually kind of like disorients them from their original shape and you can just peel back the skin. I had an ex-boyfriend who could not do this. And he was very smart and very capable of doing many other things in the kitchen, but like this step always like bewildered him. Whenever you do slice your garlic, however, you do want to cover it in olive oil just to make sure that it doesn't oxidize. The moment that the garlic is exposed to air, it will begin to oxidize a little bit. You're risking the flavors kind of staling a little bit. Then I am going to finely chop my chiles. So I'm gonna use like 3 chiles here, or maybe 2 because these are quite heavy. And I'm not gonna de-seed them because we live out loud in this kitchen. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do 3. They're so pretty, look at them. Again, you don't need to use Thai chiles. You can just use chili flake. That is what the original recipe calls for, but I don't have chili flake today, so I am using real chiles. My walnuts, I'm just gonna kind of lightly crush with my hands. I want variation in size, but again, not unlike the onion, I want to see the nut. I don't want, you know, finely powdery nut. I'm not interested in that. And then finally, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zest my lemons. I'm gonna zest these 3 beautiful lemons that I have. I'm gonna collect the zest so that it's ready to go. My final step is that I'm going to add 2 sticks of butter to my large pan, and this goes into the heat to melt. Okay, my butter is melting in the background. My water is boiling, but I am not going to add my spaghetti yet. The reason being that if I add it now, it's gonna be ready before my sauce is ready to receive it, so then it would need to be waiting in the water and it would get overcooked. So I'm gonna tell you exactly when you need to put it in the water. We're gonna wait for the butter to melt, and once it does, I am going to add my crushed nuts so that they get toasted in the butter. So they start releasing all of their oils and they start flavoring the butter, and the butter starts getting brown. Afterwards, I am going to be adding my onion, and I'm gonna let the onion cook slowly. I'm gonna let it release all of its water, and I'm gonna let it fry a little bit. I'm gonna let it caramelize a little bit. This is gonna take time until my onion is nice and soft and translucent. The water in the onion is also going to stop the cooking from the nuts, so it's going to prevent everything in that pan from burning. I'm gonna let them get a little bit more translucent, and once they have lost some of their color and they look softer, that's when I can add my pasta to my boiling water. And once everything is cooked, I'm adding my garlic, maybe for like 3 minutes or 4 minutes, because I don't want my garlic to burn. I'm just gonna let it bloom, and I'm gonna let it soften so that it's not too strong. And then once the garlic is done, I am adding my chili flake and my lemon zest. 2.5 minutes to go on my pasta. The moment that my pasta is ready, I'm gonna grab my tongs and I'm gonna transfer it to my skillet. You are going to be building the sauciness of the pasta on the stove, on the pan, on the go. The process of building a sauce is to prioritize 2 things. One is the concept of emulsification. But effectively what we're doing in an emulsion is an effective chemical combination of a fat and a liquid. The second thing that we're doing is combining it with the starches that the pasta is going to naturally release. So the starch is gonna come from the wheat, from the flour. The starch is gonna come from the semolina. The pasta is going to bring some of the water. It's gonna stop the cooking, and it's going to start getting flavored by everything that is already in the pan. The more energetically I move it without breaking it, the more I will encourage the starch to release. And I'm adding some of my lemon and vinegar mixture, as well as some grated Parmesan cheese. Inevitably, some pieces of nut are gonna fall to the side. Just toss them back into the middle. So this looks dry. I'm adding some pasta water. As you can tell, when I add liquid and I toss, the liquid kind of disappears. That's because the pasta is releasing its starch. Adding the rest of my acid, adding the rest of my cheese. See how it's becoming creamy? I'm trying a little bit. That is delicious. What I'm most interested in teaching you here is to kind of observe and recognize and identify when your pasta might be looking dry, what to do. When your pasta might be looking soupy, what to do. Adding a bit more pasta water, because it's looking a little thick. But this is it. This is the consistency. Adding some parsley right at the end, just to brighten it up, bring some color. Wow, that is beautiful. Wow, serving up a plate, guys. In we go. There's no time to waste. Pasta waits for no one. The sauce is coating all of the noodles. They are incredibly rich. They're all just like full of flavor. That is lovely. I'm serving with a little bit fresh herbs, some more parm, definitely. I want a piece of onion and I want like a chunk of walnut. It's like the onion cooked so well and so much that it almost became sticky. I want more cheese. It's a humble dish. I love that it's like tan brown because of the brown butter. Like it just gives it this like absolutely beautiful, beautiful hue. The chiles, they really give like a very nice kick. They're there, but like in the background. And I know that it was a lot of garlic, but honestly, you can't taste it that much because it was well cooked. It was well bloomed. Walnuts and brown butter are something that was made to be cooked together. I hope that you invite your friends or your lovers or your family over for this pasta and that you have a nice night of warm, comforting food. Protect yourself from the coming cold outside. Spend time with your loved ones. Make pasta. That's what I wish for you. Please interact with the video. Please click the buttons. It's gonna help me make more of these videos. Again, thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.